presentation. And then I'm Qingmin from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. At the Office of Decision Support as the IR data analyst. My study is based on the work I have been doing for the vice provost of undergraduate success. And then she asked us to run the first year seminar and 1 year retention based on the courses offered. So I think this is the opportunity for me to look further for this topic. So we just started this project, and then this is my, you will see my presentation here. So, and also I want to thank Zhou and the award committee again for the opportunity to present my research study. So before I start, I want to have a story about student success. So here we see if students, we want a student, they enrolled first year, and then they can return to second year and third year, and then 4 year 100%, and then graduate. That's real idea, but it's great. It's unlikely. So we all hope that, but it's not possible because we see more real route of college success, 4 year, second year, third year, 4 year, and then some students already are not on the track. And then this more real route of college success, and then here is more, is much more real route. So you can see students graduate somewhere, not retain, or graduates, but still some students, we don't know where they end up. This is more real college student success route. So you can see somewhere stop and still enrolled or graduated. So I think each individual institution, they all struggle with the retention and the graduation rate. Here you can see that this is UNV 10-year trend of retention rate. So you can see it's pretty much stable, but never reached 80%. And this 5-year trend of graduation rate. Still you can see it's growing, but it's still low, so it's very struggle. So I think some institutions have to trouble. So that's why we want to try to help our students to success and remove all the challenges they face. And then we try to fix the path, fix the leaks, so that we can help all students' success. So what an institution can do is to turn all these challenges, difficulties into opportunities. It's not easy, but it's possible. So that's why I put the title here. So each individual student try their best to help their students 八仙过海，各显神通. So whatever way they can do to help student success, they are doing that. At UNLV, we have retention, persistence, and completion RPC committee, and also each college and department has their RPC advisor to designate to help first year students specifically. So among all this initiative and innovation or strategies to help student success, first year seminar is one of the strategies to try to facilitate students from high school to college, and also to assist students smoothly transition and equip them with essential knowledge, skill, and abilities, and also enhance their academic social engagement and enhance their success. So I think many higher education institution offer the first-year seminar. And the literature indicates that first-year seminar participation can facilitate student success transition to college and promote their academic performance and then the probability of retention and graduation. However, there's no consensus about the effect of first-year seminar program on retention, graduation, or other student outcomes based on the literature. And also the observed effect, very interestingly, the first-year seminar on retention and performance are mixed. Some studies found large positive effect, but some studies found a very small effect or even negative effect. A recent meta-analysis found that first-year seminar overall had small, very average effect on first-year grade, and then a little bit bigger but still small effect on one-year retention. So based on the literature and then also the context here at UNV, this study we try to focus on estimating the effect of first-year enrollment and first-year grade if students do enroll the first-year seminar on student outcome measured by retention, first fall term GPA 4-year and 6-year graduation. And we use pooled cross-sectional data and use probability and generalized linear model to evaluate the effect. Here are the several research questions guide the study. So compare with their peers who did not enroll in a first-year seminar. First-year seminar students return at a higher rate to second fall, and do they earn the higher first fall GPA? Do they graduate within 4 years and 6 years at higher rate? And also we want to look at if students do enroll in first-year seminar, how the retention and graduation differ by their first-year seminar grade. So this study is based on previous literature and also theoretical framework on student success retention, and also some impact of first-year seminar and high-impact practice, including the first-year seminar. So we all know Tinto and Austin, all these people have been well cited, their work has been well cited. So it emphasizes students, if a student more engaged in their academic experiences, their college experiences, they're more likely to engage in their study, and then this will turn to lead more student success. And also some studies focus on first-year seminar and student outcome by comparing first-year seminar participant and non-participant. The majority of the study adopted a post-facto design or just a simple actual post-facto design. Compare the outcome, the one-year retention, first-year GPA between students enrolled in the first-year seminar and those did not. And not many studies beyond to first-year retention, only very limited, and talked about second graduation. So, and also the literature said that instructor of first-year seminar courses also moderate the effect of first-year seminar. If the first-year seminar taught by different type of the instructor, the result may differ. In addition, and the type of first-year seminar also influence the effect of first-year seminar. So for first-year seminar, most of colleges, they may have traditional seminar which focus on students transition from high school to college. And some seminar may have some disciplined contents, some major related. But for this study, since it takes more time to look at each individual syllabus to figure out what type of the seminar it is, so we just include the instructor of first-year seminar into this analysis. So at UMV, first-year seminar is published in fall in 2012. And before that, we just got the feedback from the vice provost because he has been involved in first-year seminar since beginning. He said that there's no such courses before fall 12. So this is the first-year seminar at UMV started at fall 12. So that's why we include fall cohort and after, and we also include the earlier cohort because there's no first-year seminar offered. So it's sort of the control group, a comparison group. So that's why we have a fall 2010 to fall 2014 cohort. We focus on first-time, full-time degree students because the first-year seminar is required for all these students. See, a total of 15,882 students are included in this analysis. Here you can see the participants by cohort, and we can see the total here. And also this is the participant by race ethnicity. So white is still large, but we have larger Hispanic population than other ethnicity. And also, ULV adopted the 15 to Finish initiative in fall 2014. So we also include this variable into analysis so that we can separate the effect of first-year seminar and 15 to Finish. So here you can see before 2012, no first-year seminar, and 13 is transition for 15 to Finish. We can see our data show that more students enrolled more than 15 credits per semester, and then here the formally adopted 15 to Finish. So we include three types of variables into this analysis. The first one is student variables, and includes all the pre-college experiences like unrated high school GPA, SAT, ACT, age, gender, ethnicity, Pell status, and father, mother, higher education level. And also the enrollment, we have cohort, we have the first-year seminar courses, and then if students enroll either in fall term or the spring term and their first-year grade, and also instructor types of first-year seminar. And 15 to Finish variable, we use the indicator of first fall career semester GPA. It's the first fall student attempted credit. And also we include application submission advance day. So we transfer the day students submit their application to date. So that this is the instrumental variable. We can see, we can assume students' early submission may indicate their higher motivation level. They're more willing to attend college. So our outcome variables include retention to second fall, first fall GPA, and first year and 6-year graduation. We all know when we use already collected data, it's non-experimental data from education settings, we face the challenges to estimate the average treatment effect because it is not real experimental. So we try to use quasi-experimental method to analyze this data. So this will help us to bridge the gap in the literature, because the majority of first year seminars study, as I mentioned earlier, use the actual post factor design. There's no control group, and then many students, many studies lack of the methodology rigor. So here is our empirical strategies. We use pooled cross-sectional data, including 2 cohorts pre-first year seminar and 2012, 13, 14 with first year seminar. And use this, the data we estimated first year seminar effect on retention for your graduation, for your 6-year graduation out, and the probability. And also we create a group, we call it composite group, just set student age, high school GPA, SAT score, first year, first fall career semester credit, application and submission advanced stage to the average, so that we can compare our students who take first year seminar with this average group. And also we use a probability model to estimate the probability of retention and graduation by focusing on the first year seminar enrollment, whether they enrolled, and if they do enroll, their first year seminar grade. And also use the generalized linear model to estimate the first year GPA. In addition, we also calculated the odds ratios for retention and graduation by enrollment and first year grade. Here's the overall result. You can see first year seminar and retention to second fall, third fall, and fourth fall, and 4-year graduation, 6-year graduation. We can see the larger percentage of students retain to second fall if they take first year seminar over those who did not. And here we can see to the third fall is similar results, and also to the fourth fall, and graduation rates also increase if students take first year seminar. So based on this result, we further look at the data. Here we can see the model fit, because the result is very lengthy, so I just cut it to different sections. You can see the model fit for age, if they enroll first fall, first year seminars, if they enroll first year seminar in spring, high school GPA, and career semester credit, and SAT advanced, they submit application, and there's gender Pell recipient. Also, there's a term code here. So based on the result, we can see if students do enroll in the first year seminar in fall, their retention probability tend to increase. This is positive and significant. So that the first year seminar, if students enroll in spring, and also we see less high school GPA, and if students enroll more credit in the first fall, and their retention rates tend to increase. And of course, SAT and then is a significant predictor, and also the application days. Here you may notice that we see this negative effect compared to 2010, because the effect already peaked here if students do enroll in the first year seminar. So that's why you see the effects here is negative. And also from this table, we see first year grades also has the effect on student retention to second fall. If students earn an A or A minus, they are more likely to return to second fall. But definitely W is not great, and also IF, and then D minus, D plus, and D is not great, and C minus. It not help. This is the audit So you can see first year grade also have impact on student retention if students do take first year seminar. The subject is not big significant here. We can only see this one is significant. It's science offered by the College of Sciences, because this seminar involves some major related content. So we guess they may scare students away. So that's why we see this is inactive. And also from this table, we see race, ethnicity, and father-mother education overall is not significant, but here we see if father has the high school diploma, and then students tend to not return to second fall, and then we compare to the bachelor. In addition, the first year seminar instructor also is not statistically significant to the retention. So this all the model fit we see if students do enroll in first year seminar, and their grade also matter. Later, we just calculate the first year seminar and the retention out ratio. Here we have different first year seminar grades relevant to students did not enroll in first year seminar. We can see the out ratio here, even at D minus, we can still see the positive increase. So we use 1 minus 1, it's about the old of a students being returned to second fall if they do enroll in first year seminar and earn at least a D minus, their chance probability tend to increase. They're all tend to increase about 19%. So you can see all down here, A minus, all the grade seems help students. If students do enroll in a better grade in first year seminar, they tend to return to second fall. Here also we compare the different grades. So you can see if students earn A over a F grade, and their odds of being returned to second fall increased by 180%. So that it's all down here. Even though A and A minus, you still can see about 2% of all the increase. So the results tell us first year seminar enrollment and then the better grade in first year seminar might be a indicator of student later success. And also for the probability of student retention, we see the retention trend here, the probability. This green dot line is the students enrolled no first year seminar. And this is the average retention rate at UNLV. And this line is students do enroll the first year seminar and also earn a lighter grade. So definitely F is not a good idea. And then also you see this line keep climbing until students earn a C or better grade. Their likelihood to be retained to second fall will pass the average rate. So this is only a demonstration for Hispanic students, female non-Pell students. They enrolled the fall 12 and then taught by a permanent first year seminar instructor. In this course, the mother education is bachelor and the father is high school graduate. So we can run different results for different ethnicity group, but since ethnicity, as earlier I mentioned, that you see the result is not significant, so I just use this group as a demonstration. And here is the first year seminar and the first fall GPA, the model fit. So here again, we see different factors have different effects. Age enrolled in fall first year seminar or spring seminar is significant and positive effect on the first fall GPA. And also the first fall attempted credit also significant and positive. Of course, SAT and the application submit the advanced day also significant. Being a male, and the first year grade is lower than male, and I mean than female. So it's similar here. You can see the negative effect of the term on the first fall GPA, but again, so since the effect already peaked here, and here the effect and reduced. And also, the first year seminar grades have the different impact on students' first fall GPA. So it's definitely if you earn an A in a first year seminar, so you first fall GPA tend to increase. It's also significant A minus, so it's 2, but it's similar as the retention result. And here C would not grade a better grade, and then C minus and below. It also decreased the first year GPA. The subject here we can see under the health science honor, the first year seminar and the science first year seminar can see it's negative. As I mentioned that it might be too much major related contents involved, so that might be a not good idea to include in the first year seminar. Again, race, ethnicity, and father-mother education overall is not significant. It's a similar trend for the father has high school diploma or the not indicated their first year GPA tend to lower than their peers. And also the first year seminar instructor, there's no significant effect on first fall GPA, no matter who taught this first year seminar. Their student first fall GPA is not significantly related. So here again, and then the earlier results tell us first year seminar, if we encourage students to engage, even though it's required, but some students still choose not to enroll in during the first year. So the idea is we should try to encourage students enrolled as early as possible so that they can earn their first year seminar grade and earn the better grade, and will increase their chance to return to second fall and also increase their term GPA. For 4-year graduation, we have the similar results here. Age is not significant, but positive. And then if you enroll the first year seminar in fall or spring term, and then the 4-year graduation probability tend to increase. And also we see the similar effect of the first fall attempted credit and SAT still significant, and also the advanced days if students submit their application way earlier. And here again, we see the first year seminar grade and also increase, have different impact of this 4-year graduation. You can see if students earn an A and their chance of graduate in 4 years will increase, but not significant. And here A minus changed to negative. And so there might be some reason behind this. We need to look at the data further. And also here, the AD audit and then W and the other grade lower than A minus, maybe not good for 4-year graduation, but they do help students return to second fall. I think that's the initial step to try to help students smoothly transit from high school to college and then try to keep them going. And also here we see the race ethnicity and father-mother highest education overall is not significant, but we do see non-resident alien and they graduate within 4 years at higher rates because I think the reason is very understandable because resident alien, you have to keep your status, you have to enroll as full-time students, you have to keep moving, and also your parents spend a lot of money. You better graduate in 4 years. And also the mother-father education, we can see the overall is not significant, and only this one is similar as the earlier results, and also not indicated. So this is the result for 4-year graduation. Similarly, an instructor type is not significant predictor of 4-year graduation. And also we calculate the odds ratio. Here we can see earn different grades in first-year seminar over those not enrolled in first-year seminar. We can see their 4-year graduation odds increase if you earn an A over no first-year seminar enrolled, and then odds of being graduating in 4 years will increase by 100 and by 100, 39%. And also way down here is still a positive, and here is a decrease. So in first year seminar, you enrolled, and also if student can earn a B minus or better grade, their chance graduating in 4 years will increase. And here the comparison among different grades, if students do enroll in the first year seminar, you can see A over F. Here, this is ridiculous, and maybe only few students earn D minus. That's why we need to look at the data further. But here, if you earn an A over F grade, and then you check the odds of being graduated in 4 years will increase by 19,000%. So that's pretty much likely if students earn an A grade and they will graduate within 4 years. This is a 4-year graduation by first year seminar grade. And then here we can see the similar grade dots for no first year seminar involved. And then this is the first year seminar. And this is the average 4-year graduation rate, pretty much very, very low. It's for 14%. But if students earn A minus or A, their chance of graduate within 4 years will increase and over the average graduation, 4-year graduation rates. So similarly for 6-year graduation, we see age is not a change to negative, but it's not significant. Again, first year seminar enrollment and last high school GPA, first fall attempted credit, and application submission advance date, also positive, significant, and also the SAT score is significant. So here we only have this 2 cohort has 6 year, 3 cohort has 6-year graduation, 10, 11, 12, and compared to 10, we can see the effect. So again, the effect already pick up here, and then here the effect reduced. And also first year seminar grade influence the 6-year graduation. Here we can see all the grades, and then so it's better you earn A minus or better. Your graduation within 6 years will increase, but here it's not significant. So here again show us first year seminar grades might be an indicator of student later success, so that I think the first year seminar can be a tool to identify students at risk at earlier stage. If maybe in fall, in October, we can identify those students, we can focus on our intervention to this target students. I think will positively impact student graduation rates, but we don't know. We need to do that so that we can test this. Again, the race ethnicity and the parents' education, we can see the similar effect for non-resident aliens, and then they also graduate at higher rates within 6 years. And then father-mother education has different effects, and here the similar as a high school graduate. Or here you can see if students has father has master degree, and their chance of graduating in 6 years decrease. This seems not reasonable, but we only have one student in this category. That's why the number is negative. And also again, in structure effect, we didn't see significantly impact their 6-year graduation. So the same for the 6-year graduation, or by first year seminar enrollment and no first year seminar involved in C. If you earn a C or better grade in first year seminar over those no first year seminar enrolled, and then they're out of being graduates within 6 years, increase about the 35%. And then C minus seems not good, but still if you earn a D minus and then down to D plus, and the chance you graduate in 6 years also possibly increase. So again, we can see the different grades if students do enroll in a first year seminar, A grade or a F grade, and they're all being graduating in 6 years, increased by 345%. So if minus one is all positive, which means, so if you earn A in first year seminar, so your chance of graduating in 6 years is much higher, as shown in this graph. And here we can see in B minus or better grades, so its likelihood to graduate within 6 years will larger than the average student group. And then here you can see if no first year seminar involved, their chance of graduating in 6 years only about 27%. So all this findings suggest us first year seminar, even though initially the goal is try to help students transition from high school to college, but if we offer better first year seminar to facilitate student transition and get them involved in their educational experiences, more involved in the campus activities, students' chance to graduate within 4 years, 6 years, and then return to second fall will increase. And also we found a significant predictor of retention and football GPA and graduation, the first year seminar enrollment. Do enroll and also earn a better grade, and also you submit your application way earlier than the deadline. In addition, we also found the enrolled more credit hours in the first fall term. Even though it's just attempted, you don't have to pass that many. And then student can return to second fall at higher rate and then graduate in 4-year, 6-year at higher rate. So that tells us a story behind the first year seminar. We offer all this seminar, we invest also so much money to that, and so we better to have the instructor to help students and also with other personnel to help students transition smoothly and also success in first year seminar earn a better grade. So that will give us an opportunity to identify students earlier performance. If they are not perform well in first year seminar, that might be an indicator of their later attrition and now graduating earn a lower GPA. So that will help us identify those students, and so that we can do some earlier intervention. I know all the Canvas, we use Canvas. Canvas has the function based on students' historical data to predict student success in this course. And also with this first year seminar specifically, so we can use all this tool to identify those students and provide the list to the certain offices so that they can do some intervention to help the students. I think that will increase the chance of student graduation. That graduation rate matters. So we all have the funding formula based on student performance, not only the enrollment. So that's why we have RPC initiative, and also here again confirm what the other study we are doing is 15 to finish. We call it academic momentum. Keep students maintain that moment, create the momentum, and keep the momentum so that students enroll more credits. And then if they survive in the first fall and then to the spring, their chance to graduate in 6 years will significantly increase. So that's what I have for today. And then here's some things we can discuss later. And we do see a first year seminar can provide the opportunity to identify students. So we feel very excited about the study, and we found first year seminar do matter on student retention and graduation. So now I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Shi, for your presentation. I have received 2 questions in the chat box, so I'm going to read it out slowly to you, the first one. And the first question, the result shows those major related first year seminar is not a significant factor. Have you narrowed down the data to that major and compare the retention and graduation rate between the students in first year seminar and not in seminar within that major and or that discipline?
I think that's a great suggestion. We are doing retention rates by each first year seminar course, but we haven't dig depth into the data to look at their major effect or college effect. I think we'll continue to do the data analysis so that we can see the whole picture of first year seminar. Thank you for that suggestion. I will do that, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think the second question, you're seeing it yourself now. So That's from Timothy. So do you have a grade distribution information on first year seminar course? Would they tend to be given out more A to C's than DFs? Sorry if you have already discussed this earlier. Would you happen to have information on proportion of your first year students who work while attending school? Trying to think about why further education is significant. Maybe students do not need to worry about finances as much to focus on study, etc.
Yes, I think the grade inflation is another issue in the grading system, and then as we discussed it with another colleague, and then she said, "Oh, students, if they earn a D, so it's considered pass, but it's similar as a fail. So maybe the instructor tend to give them a C. It looks better. So that's another issue. Grade inflation. I think I need to look at this more closely, and also the further education. It matters, and at the colleague just suggests maybe they don't have to worry about the financial issues if their father had a higher education level, and also they may have a better job and earn the money enough to support their kids. I think that's also the reasonable interpretation for the findings. I think I will incorporate this idea to my full paper. Thank you for that suggestion.
And we have one more question. Your results show first year seminar does have a positive impact on retention and graduation rates. Have you studied the reason and whether first year seminar is a reason that makes the students succeed?
So I think student success is a very complicated phenomena, and then especially in our education, the natural education settings, so we can't tease out all the effects by not considering this. So that's why in this study we include first year seminar and also another campus-wide initiative, 15 to finish, to see whether the 15 to finish makes some impact or first year seminar impact. And then we see both. So I think next step I need look at my data very closely and then try to use other methods maybe to better find the different effect for first year seminar or other initiative. So definitely any initiative, it should be a holistic approach to student success. So we can't separate first year seminar with other initiatives. We have so many. So you can tell, and then here we have first year seminar, we have high impact practice, and then we have undergraduate research, and then we have 15 to finish, and also we have this special student outreach specialist initiative. So you don't know how this initiative make the same impact, and so we need separate all this different initiatives. I think that's the further things we need work on that.
Great point. So we have a follow-up question is, are there people at your university asking you whether the correlation between first year seminar course grade and success outcome is due to students' ability and motivation to do well among any courses?
Yeah, I think that's great point. And then motivation is a big issue in education. And then unfortunately, this is the institutional census data. We don't have the student motivation factors included. And also this reminds me, I read an article about instrumental variables. by including ability, which is composite estimated score by last high school GPA, SAT, ACT score, and high school ranking, class ranking. And also motivation is measured by their application days. So that's why I include that application day, but still we need a further conceptualize the student ability and the motivation so that we can use this as the instrumental variables to drive the issues of student motivation. So I think that's a great point.
Thanks. And another question is, you mentioned this is a real project for your campus. The person is curious how you present the results to the senior administration. For example, the results are very technical, so how you communicate to administrators.
Yeah, I think that's the dilemma I have been facing since I moved to IR. Because before I was a researcher and then a professor, and then I took the job, and my initial annual evaluation, they mentioned this. Sometimes the report is too techy. So, and then later on, I realized this, and then I try to understand my audience, my readers, so that they can understand this very techy things. And then so that so later I just present my results in the simply way so that easier to understand and the audience can follow the point. And my vice provost already mentioned that we'll use some of the results to present to vice provost for student success and also the senior vice provost so that they can see the value of first year seminar and then see what they can start to do some intervention, use a first year seminar as a tool. I think that's also the point in the future. I need focus. So try to not too tacky when present the result to the senior leaders. So I think that's a good suggestion. Yeah, I noticed that. So that's why we talk about this, and then we just maybe use some simply way to present our results. So maybe so like the Cindy's presentation yesterday, use Tableau to incorporate some other results, and so that'll be a better way. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions. Okay, so simple question. I missed the first part of the presentation. What is the percentage of the students who took the first year seminar?
And as I mentioned that there a contact about first year seminar at UNLV. Before 2012, there are no such courses. And then no student takes the first year seminar. That's why we include those data. And then starting in fall 2012, first-time full-time degree-seeking students are required to take the first-year seminar. I have a separate report to the Vice Provost of Student Success that have the percentage of the students. We can tell the larger percentage of first-year seminar students, first-year students enroll in first-year seminar, but still students choose not to enroll. So each cohort we have about 3,000 of students. Yeah, I can tell maybe about 80% of students, at least 80% of students since 2012, they involved in their first year seminar. But still students, even the later year, they not enrolled in this first year seminar. I can share the report with you after the presentation.
Thank you. I don't see additional questions in the chat box. at this time, almost 2 o'clock. So let me thank you, Dr. Shi, for your presentation. And if you have further questions, please do not hesitate to contact Dr. Shi. And thank you so much for participating in this webinar.
Thank you,
Have
everyone.
a great weekend.
You too, everyone.